Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Un momento, por favor. Oops. Hold on, guys. Let me just. No, I keep clicking the wrong dang things. All right, here goes. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for all of y'all. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is you need to do this to move on. So, there's something you're needing to move on from. Hi, DQ. There's something you need to move on from, right? Hi, Lisa. And I'm hoping that whatever comes out during this reading, it'll help you to move on because, boo, the greatest crime ever committed is wasting your time. Wasting your time and your energy, right? So let's get started. I'm going to try and make this quick because I have to teach class in a little bit. I am in I'm in rapid detox. I'm in rapid detox and it's been fascinating. My brain. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Actually, I needed this. I know. This is petroleum based, but windburn on the lips requires petrolatum. Okay. One more deck. Okay, fine. We'll do this handy dandy deck. Okay. Now we're ready. Let's do it. Let's find out what it is you need to move forward from, how to do it. Okay. Something wasn't fulfilled. There was a promise that was broken, some sense of like betrayal, maybe. It's just something that really, really, really hurt you, right? Fulfillment in reverse. This is something that really hurt you, something that made you feel very much emptied out, put upside down. And this is something that needed to be invoked. It was brought forward to get you to the point where you let go of the things that need to be let go of, where you release it. Oftentimes, when we've had to do or deal with things that are like super duper difficult, the releasing of that difficulty, the releasing of our death grip on that wound, it's oftentimes just as painful or even more painful than when that first came to be. Like for example, yesterday I had some body work done, which it's like sports recovery work. And with that, I mean they're not spa days. They're not intended to be spa days. And I work with a very, very talented, very gifted bodywork specialist. And I had requested that they work on my legs. And that's something that I haven't requested before. And so, as part of the body working process, they're going to basically open up the muscle fibers, um, and that's not doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all. And so there was a machine that was used to try and address some of the different muscular holdings, as well as simultaneously draining my lymphatic system, right? And part of what that machine has a capacity to do is also burst adipose tissue. So fat cells, they're where your toxins are often stored. So as those fat cells burst, and it, you know, It's definitely a process. As the fat cells burst, those toxins are released into your system. And that's not necessarily the most painful part. The most painful part is the separation of the various layers of your anatomy, the dermis from the fascia, from the adipose layer, from the musculature, and then the draining of that, the forced pushing of that to get it out of that space, out of that pocket it's been held in. And that is like painful. That's painful. It's very uncomfortable. It's very painful, depending on where it's being done. So you apply this to what you're going through in the process that you're in. Yeah, it didn't feel good when I took in those toxins, but the sheer pain from the process of releasing it, so much tension stored in the body as I'm trying to just like cooperate. As I'm trying to cooperate, right, with a process. And that was like a 4 or 5 hour process that I was in yesterday. It was a very long process. I'm very grateful for it. Very, very grateful. But the amount of toxins that were released, I felt like I had the flu immediately after. I could feel it circulating through my system. When you're releasing these toxins, whether they're emotional, mental, whether they're like actual chemical toxins, your body gets hit really hard. When you're releasing the self-identification with that wound, your body gets hit hard. You go into these spaces where you feel shut down, where you feel depressed, where you feel sick, emotionally sick, mentally sick, physiologically sick. This is a process that you're in, and you have to be very gentle with yourself as you go through that process. Okay. You have to remember what it is you're trying to do here. What is it that is your objective? Are you trying to heal? Healing is a very viscerally felt process. Healing from emotional wounds, psychological wounds. It's a very, very viscerally felt process. You physically feel this. It's not just you having bouts of crying, it's you having depleted energy, feeling physical pain for no reason, seemingly no reason, um, having periods where you can't do much of anything. Be gentle with yourself. You need to do this to move on. You need to face whatever it was that you've held deeply in your body. I know for me, the process that I went through yesterday, I wish I could show you the before and afters. I can't. My hamstrings finally popped out. Okay, I'm so excited about that. But me going through the process that I went through, uh I can feel it in every part of my body. I can feel it through my brain. The last of the toxins that made me super sick have been let go of. They're still flowing through my body. I'm doing some very heavy duty detox support, blood cleansing, and things like that. Um, I'm probably going to need to do quite a bit of energetic work on myself later today. But oh, speaking of, um, I'm going to be doing expedites today, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Quite a few of the different expedites that I'm going to have available today uh, involves like what I would do for myself after I finish teaching my class, to help support my detoxification. And this can help with energetic circumstance. It could help with physiological circumstance. It's really a broad spectrum type of energetic work that I do. It's not strictly just energy. So if that's something you're interested in, join me later today, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click on this QR code or the link in the comment, and that will take you exactly where you need to be on my website in order to see what I have offered. Now, as you're going through this, um, you're not necessarily going through a rebirth right now. You're in the labor portion. You're doing the part that is the most laborious. You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of what needs to happen is you need to flow with your process. Part of this process is feeling unbalanced, feeling almost unhinged, right? But you're not unhinged. You're not. You're in a process. That's it. It's just a process, a process, a process, a process. You're not going to have tremendous guidance as you go through this. You're going to have to just feel your way through. Okay. Part of the reason you have to feel your way through this is because you're in a very unique, very personal circumstance, and no one really knows what it is like to be you. So how can someone advise you on something they're not fully aware of? And people can try, they can be I'm going to be abrasive right now. They can really just go ahead and try to pretend like they know what they do and they know what you're needing and all of that stuff. They don't. I don't. I'd be the first to tell you, I don't know what you need. I don't know what you're going through. I can try really hard to assess. I can look at your energetic field, your mental state, all of these different aspects. But do I really 100% no chance of any flaw in my interpretation know what you need? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Only you really know what you need. Okay. So, next card is the death card in reverse: stagnation, slow changes, partial change, inertia, narrowly avoiding a serious accident. So, this is telling me, like, don't expect this to be a fast process. For many of us, we're very impatient with our process. It's very common, but it's not okay. Okay. Just it's very common to be impatient. You have to be patient. You have to go through the motions. Um, it'll give you an understanding of the things you need to understand if you allow yourself the time and the space to experience whatever you need to experience. It'll be much better for you in the long run. Okay? Like much better for you in the long run. So, narrowly avoiding a serious accident, this is telling me that if you allow yourself to go through this process, if you honor the time and the space that you need, the connections or the removals of specific individuals from your space, you will narrowly avoid entering into the springtime very much upside down. You've been through enough. You've seriously been through enough. And I would hope that you would take heed of the message that soul is bringing to you right now, because there's a reason you're here watching this, right? Whether you're watching this live or you're watching it recorded, there is a reason that you are here watching this. Your soul is trying to prevent you from experiencing tremendous amounts of unnecessary struggle and pain. Unnecessary struggle and pain. You go through the things you go through for a reason, right? You go through the things you go through for a reason. With the body work that I had done yesterday, was it my intention to flush my lower half of my lymphatic system? You have massive clustering of lymph nodes in your groins, right? I don't like people in my spaces like that. I don't like people in my spaces like that. I don't like, you know what I mean? Um, and the whole thing was, I'm doing all of this body work to help me prepare like well in advance of any competition I choose to participate in. And it just, I was like, oh, I don't even know what I need worked on. Like, I don't know, skin tightening. Mm. Oh, I haven't done my legs. Maybe they could do my legs. It's just, let's try that out. I had no intention of flushing toxins. That was the last thing on my mind. Right. And I almost even didn't bring this up to my body worker because I did leg day yesterday. I was like, I'm sore as fuck. I fucked up. And I was like, I don't know if I want you to touch my legs. I'm fucked up. But I was like, you know what? No, let's give all the other parts of me a break and let's do that. That's what I was guided to ask for. And it turns out it's because I'm finally at a point in my journey where I am ready to let go of the last vestiges of the parts of me that are holding toxicity. You're being guided for a reason. You might not understand it as you're being guided and living through the circumstance. Hindsight is always 2020. I look back and I see, and now I know exactly why I was told to do that. And I was asking for inner thighs, not my hamstrings, not the back of my legs. I was asking for my inner thighs. But because I have a really good, very skilled body worker, she did my whole leg. My whole ham hock. It's looking like a ham hock now. Okay, let me stay focused. I'm just so tickled. Okay. I'm tickled and in pain. I'm tickled and in pain. All of that really intense work exposed the work that I've been doing. That was all covered by a layer of inflammation across my entire thigh. The entire circumference of my thigh had layers of inflammation because my lymph nodes were clogged up. You apply this to your journey, right? You have this layer of protective fluid that is actually holding in the very thing you need to let out. Is it your coping mechanism that is being represented by this protective fluid? Inflammation, the purpose of inflammation is to contain an injury, to contain an infection. And that's the whole purpose of inflammation, to contain it. So you've been infected by other people's thoughts, maybe. You've been injured by other people's words. And now you're trying to contain it with this inflammatory response. You're gaslighting yourself internally. You are lashing out externally. All of this makes sense and it's understandable, but is it acceptable? Is it what you deserve? No, it's not. You deserve more than that. So you need to face this head on in order to move on, right? Ooh, generosity, receiving, withholding. Allow yourself to receive the circumstances that gift you the opportunity to let go. Sometimes the most proper thing soul can do is to create so much tension that you holding on becomes impossible because of the degree of fatigue that you experience, right? Lady of the mirror, reflection, non-judgment. You have to allow yourself to look back at these different instances in your life without condemnation. Judgment, you need judgment. You need judgment. Judgment is a portion of your discernment. These people who try and tell you, no, don't be judgmental. Okay, do you even know what judgment means? Do you understand the concept of judgment has been so ridiculously skewed in order to shame you from using your awareness that's been cultivated by your life experiences. So now you're left in a space of, I don't know, I don't know. You do know. You've been through a lot in life. You do know. You know yourself. You know what you're capable of. You know how strong you are. But because you don't want to judge yourself as being the powerhouse that you are, well, then I guess you don't know. That's what that metaphoric they, that proverbial they, wants you to feel like you don't know. You don't know who you are. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know how much you've been through in life. It's time for you to accept the credit you've rightfully earned. You've been through a lot. You've gotten through a lot. And here you are, still looking, seeking people and words that will help you in the process of understanding who you are, of growing and healing. That says a lot. You see that as like, well, because I don't know and I'm weak and this and that and I don't know what to stop. Do you know how much strength it takes to not simply choose to succumb to the darkness and the malignancies that have been forced upon you? I could be a real wicked person. Based on the things that I've been through, I should be fucking wicked. I should be bitter. I should be vindictive. I should fuck people up. Do I? That's just not who I am. That's not how I am. That's not who I am. It's just not. It's not. I have every excuse in the world to be this violent, vile individual. Violence is like total last option. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, you would really have to force me into a space of like, I have no other option. I don't like that. I don't like when people are aggressive. I don't like that. I don't like confrontation. Hey, don't get it twisted. I'm capable of those things. I don't like it though. There's other ways, like just, I'm just going to walk away. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to do whatever I need to do to kind of maintain whatever pieces of peace I have left. I'm good. I'm good off all of that. I'm capable. And if you really push me to the edge, yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to. I have no other option. You're not giving me any other option. And it's at that point I'll reclaim those parts of myself. But short of that, like really just leave me be. Let me figure out how I co created this with you so that I don't repeat that with someone else. Let me just take my lesson and learn from it. It's a lesson given to me by my soul, not by you. You don't have that kind of power over me. No one has that kind of power over you. Soul allows for you to be accessed by people who have the capacity to be hurtful and harmful so that you could learn something from that. And the degree of the effects of the hurtful, harmful intentions of others is highly dependent on your willingness to learn what needs to be learned. If you can learn it just by recognizing like, oh, that's a hurtful, that's a hurtful, harmful person, I should stay away from them. That's all you need. And if you need to go through the nitty gritty, and I've experienced this with people who are friends, people who claim to love me, right? Like, oh my God, I love you, Emmy. Like, me too. I love you too. And then girlfriend, and how many times you got to go through this cycle to finally accept not everyone has your heart, baby boo. Not everyone has your heart. Not everyone defines love in the same way that you do. Not everyone who tells you they love you would ride or die for you the way you would for them. It's okay. It's okay. Learn what you need to learn, process that, and move on from it. The hungry ghosts, obsessions, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. Yeah, there are people in your life who are hungry ghosts. They've already departed, they've already left. You've probably already cut off access to you, yet they still linger, right? They still try and be this haunting. You know, the way I see it for me personally, I wish a motherfucker would because I'm an exorcist. You want to haunt me? I will exorcise you. I will. My space is mine. My space is mine. It's mine. and I decide who gets to access and who doesn't. That is my authority over myself. Just like your authority over yourself is yours, right? So I'll share this. Once upon a time, we lived in a house for a little bit, and that house was haunted. I'm not joking, it was haunted, like literally haunted. Um, I fell in love with the ceiling because it was shiplap. And I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. It was a very old house. It was a very, very old house. And when we moved in, I completely was oblivious. I stayed in my own world. I'm Piscean. I'm in my own world. Like, oh, I could put my plants here. I could put plants there. My painting over there. Crystals here. Completely oblivious. And then one day, this haunted space decided to attack my most beloved Monstera deliciosa. I love that plant. And it actually threw my painting. There's a large painting off the wall. Two paintings, actually. My two favorite paintings. It threw one off the wall and cracked the wooden frame. Like, what the fuck did Buddha do to you? For you to manhandle Buddha and throw him off the wall, what the fuck did Buddha do to you? So that I was already pissed off. And then the last straw was when they took my peacock painting, threw that off the wall too, and then it beheaded my monstera. It knocked it down and took off several of the very large variegated leaves. The variegated bitch. And it was at that point I was like, you know what? Fuck you. This is my house. And we had barely moved in. We had barely moved in, and I walked around the house stomping with little Miss Joy. She was high stepping. Her little 8-pound self was like, "Me and my mom, we're gonna fuck shit up." So Miss Joy Joy is she's Chewini. She's a Chewini, and the weenie part of her, her weenie heritage, they're ballsy little ass dogs. They're fucking ballsy. With her little ass legs. So she was like, me and my mom, we're gonna fuck shit up in this house. And I was walking around with my little cauldron. It's a little tiny cauldron with a handle and it's swinging, and I'm walking around like Mary Poppins. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck you all up. Everybody better clear the house. And the whole house was clear the entire time we lived there. This entity stayed outside. It stayed outside because I wasn't joking. I was not joking at all. If I catch you in the house, you touched my plants. If I catch you in this house, I'm just saying, you're going to get fucked up. You are. You're going to get fucked up. And so it didn't stay in the house. No, not at all. You have to carry that energy with you through life. I'm peaceful as fuck. I be in my house just tending to my plants, talking to my plants, hanging out with Miss Joy Jizzle. she's crazy, y'all. She's just crazy. She's crazy. We just doing our thing. Leave us be, leave us in our peace, and we just going to stay in our peace. But sometimes you staying in your peace is you hiding from your purpose. Let me say that again. Sometimes this concept of you staying in your peace is you actually hiding from your purpose. And if that's the case, well then, soul is going to bring you all the triggers you need to get you out of that space of avoidance and stagnation. discipline, armor, and boundaries. This is what you're learning to work through. This is what you're learning to cultivate. Cultivate a degree of discipline, to develop a thickness of armor, and to enforce boundaries. That's what you're working through. You know what? Today was supposed to be a day off. My ass is going to the gym. Discipline. Yes, my body needs rest, but movement will help to continue flushing my lymphatic system. Yes. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym. Gym, gym. I'm going to the gym. The Diamond Dreamer, material wealth, true prosperity. If you can do this, right? If you can get through this, if you can develop the discipline, if you could thicken the armor, if you can enforce your boundaries, you will receive your material wealth. You will enter into a space of true prosperity. Not just, you see, some people think prosperity is defined as nothing but monetary abundance, material acquisitions, right? Wrong. True prosperity includes you being happy in what you've accomplished, not just becoming wealthy. I know plenty of people who are ridiculously wealthy and are very unhappy. They're very unhappy. What they've accomplished has been profound. These are not um, trust fund babies. These are people who have worked hard, worked very, very hard, and they're not happy. Why? Because their goal was to amass a fortune, not to enter into a state of true prosperity, right? My goal is not to amass a fortune. My goal is to enter fully and deeply into a space of true prosperity, a degree of prosperity so profound. A natural byproduct of that is extreme wealth. I got sanctuaries to build. I can't build that on EBT, please. I need extreme wealth. I have thousands of people waiting. I need extreme wealth for that. True prosperity is me truly, deeply living in my most genuine, most divine purpose. And that involves true prosperity. That involves extreme abundance. Because again, I'm not interested in being wealthy. I'm interested in being positioned in such a way where I can afford to do the projects that need to be done on behalf of others. Right? That's true prosperity for me, truly living in my purpose. I already know when everything is aligned, you will, in fact, have some degree of financial stability. And my definition of financial stability is often far different from other people's definition of financial stability. To me, financial stability is not working paycheck to paycheck and just having enough to pay bills. For me, financial stability is having what you need and having it in excess so that you can help others with what they need. Right? You need to do this to move on. You need to begin redefining, reassessing, and revisiting all of these different thoughts, all of these different programs, mindsets, ethos. The Queen of the Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to illuminate what needs to be addressed. You're going to be able to see with clarity whatever it is that you're needing to see. And as you see it, you're going to become so enlightened that you'll enter into a decision-making process that leads to events and circumstance that will cause you to celebrate. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, causation, and effect. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Synchronicity. Everything is kind of lining up and things are going to be happening boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Divine intelligence, you're going to enter into a space of true wisdom. Okay. And you're going to begin to see the patterning of the causations and effects. Part of the reason we experience things in this life that we're like, where the heck did that come from? Why did that happen? Oh, it's a causation that extends from before this life, before this incarnation. That's what it is. Sometimes the causes that lead to the effects that we're experiencing in this life are not even causations from this life. There is a great rebalancing that's happening. And if you allow yourself to be limber, to flow, to know when rigidity is necessary, and to return back to a state of flexible strength through flexibility. I mean, woo, that, woo, I'm saying that, that makes you unfuckwithable. It's something that I've seen time and time and time again. With every single circumstance of my life, I see this over and over and over again. When you think you can face something head on and be a brick wall, if it's a big enough truck, that brick wall crumbles. Understand the need for the adjustment of your tensile strength. Understand the need for you to enter into a space of flexibility. People have tried to convince you for far too long that being flexible means you're a doormat. No. Laying down and inviting people to step on you makes you a doormat. Being flexible makes you flexible. It makes it that much harder to break you down when you're flexible. An example of this, someone can do something to me and I'd be like, you know what? Okay, you don't like me. That's fine. But I mean, I didn't like you either, but it's all good. All right, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Right. And then comes this thing of they won't leave you alone. Michael shoves into my head the instance of Swiss Satan. Ew. I was having a good day, sir. Yeah, that whole thing. I was flexible until I needed to not be so flexible anymore because it was my very flexibility that was being exploited and taken advantage of, my patience. So then what happened? I became rigid. Fuck you. I became very rigid. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Deal with the consequences of what you created. Fuck you. And I have an amazing legal team who's taking care of everything that I have tremendous faith in. And I don't need to be rigid like that at this point. I need to just let everything flow in the way that it's flowing, um, wait for the conclusion, and continue with my life. And that's that. That's that. Just because you enter into a space of necessary rigidity does not mean you have to stay there. Ooh, Lord. You guys feel that energy? What is this about? Because my whole right arm, okay. Michael says, we'll discuss later. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. I don't know what that's about, but it's feeling good. Ooh. You guys, this is huge. As far as I'm aware, I've never had armor. And I just had armor placed on my entire right arm, like gladiator style. Okay. Okay. We're just going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that. Okay. So your intuition, you haven't been listening to your intuition. Okay. You've been far too logical. Now I'm not encouraging you to be illogical. I'm saying your logic has to be beautifully paired in a very balanced manner with your intuition. You can't be all logic when you're dealing with a spiritual process. You can't be all intuition because you're human and that spiritual process still needs to be integrated with la 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 human life. um yes, gold, Miss Chevelle. Gold. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, shadow self. Allowing yourself to enter into your shadow spaces. Your shadow is not intrinsically evil. Okay. Your shadow is not intrinsically evil. It is the part of you that houses in a veiled manner your most powerful gifts. Do you guys feel that? So this whole time, like when I do energy work, I'm completely unarmed, no armor. We just like, right? Like bows, bows from the top, from the bottom to the top. Okay, stop. Stop playing around like that. And then you get aggressive because you don't know how to play. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm feeling aggressive. I need to calm it down. Started off as a joke, girl. Keep it as a joke. But oh my god, I'm given like one sleeve of armor, and I was just given a fucking little ass sword like Zelda. What am I gonna do with that? What is that even for? I don't know. I don't know what it's for, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm carrying forward. I have class to teach. Sacred journey. So, part of what's happening in your sacred journey is the need to circle back around, right? Circle back around, revisit a few things. Ooh, those circles, those circles, those are activations that are waiting for you. You know what? I would highly recommend part of the way activations codes and things like that, part of the reasoning why it doesn't enter into your field, your template, in the way that it needs to in order for you to integrate it into your template is because of blockages or malfunctioning in the fascia and the lymphatic system. I have those two um, clearings available for tonight's expedites. Go check it out. Protection Tea Party. Click on the QR code or click on the link in the comments. Go check it out. Got to clear that out. If you clear that out, the likelihood of all of the activations and stuff just naturally integrating is much higher. Oh my God. That's why Mikey told me to get my legs worked on. I'm getting more coding. I'm getting upgrades. I had blockages, significant blockages in my lymphatic system. Okay, okay. Oh, Lord. Anyways, guys, let me just, I'm going to cover my ears because I don't want to hear this guy anymore. Okay. Shine. Let yourself shine. Let yourself shine, okay? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Just shine it on out, baby boo. Shine it out. Shine it out. Okay, the emotions are gonna come rushing up, right? Have a good cry or something. And work it out. Work it out. Do some stretches, lift some weights, cardio, whatever it is, let it flow. You need to let all of this flow through you. And as you begin to let it flow, you know what happens? Your crown goes active. Golden crown. I'm feeling all kind of just like fabulous energies. Oh my God, my husband just sent me a picture of some Dougies. I need some Douglases. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming. Live stream's done. I'm going to eat before class. Guys, guys, do what you need to do to get through this part. You need to release. You need to acknowledge. You need to accept. You need to release. You need to acknowledge. You need to accept. And then you need to get up and keep moving. Okay? Movement is so crucial during this period. Your lymphatic system does not have an internal pump like your cardiovascular system. How do you clear your lymphatic system? Movement, 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 touch, allowing yourself to touch the parts of you that need to be cleared. Touch, 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 right? Touch, getting reacquainted with how you feel, who you are, what it feels like to be aware of your strength as a soul and the beauty of your human form. It doesn't matter what your physique is. There is beauty about you. You need to do this to move on. Okay? You need to do this to move on. You need to allow. Allow. I got to get going, guys. I will see all of you, if you choose to join me, later today for the Protection Tea Party. I have a whole bunch of expedites available. If you would like to join me. Oh shit. I think I did it wrong. Hold on. I just got to see if okay. No, I did it right. I did it right. Okay. Hold on. Yes, I did it right. I thought I did something completely different. I'm going to be live today, 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like me to work on you, do a reading for you, a scan for you, whatever it is, go check it out. Click on that QR code, see what's there. If anything, just join me later and we'll figure it all out. I'll see you guys very soon. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me across all social media. I'm Emmy Evolving across the board. I'll see you guys soon.